So one thing that's not on this list is orbit. Excuse me. So orbit is actually quite, to me, it's quite funny because it's mentioned in during the course, but if you're not really familiar with what it is, at least I found it quite confusing. So an orbit is exactly what we did. It is literally a 300, like a turn. You just go 360 degrees in your plane. Again, as I was talking about at the beginning, it's mainly used for sequencing. So there are two other planes in front of you about to go for a landing, and you're behind them. ATC needs to buy time, so they'll tell you to just literally just like do circles and just do orbits or 360s. A 360 is mainly if they want you to just do one orbit, whereas an orbit is just go around in circles until I call you, essentially, kind of thing. And so while you're doing that, the other two planes in front of you, they will be going and they'll be doing their landings and they'll be clearing the runway, and then that gives you, the that clears up the runway for you and that clears up the approach line for you, so you can stop your orbit, get back into the pattern, and then make your landing as well. So that's what an orbit is. It's normally done at a standard rate turn, and so that would be, if I open up, I don't know if it will be shown here, but no, it's not. It's not shown on here. Gotcha. Here it is. So that would be done. Why is my other controller just chilling there? I don't know. So the orbit is usually done at a standard rate turn. So that would be standard rate turn. I believe it's what, like around 20 to 25 degrees bank. But essentially what it is just 3 degrees per second turn. And so the reason why you're doing it there is just so that there's at least some standardization, because so, if I in a Cessna get told to do an orbit, and because ATC is trying to buy time, and let's say someone who is in a Cirrus or a TBM is told to do an orbit, our times will drastically differ because I will be going slower than they are, and so ATC would want to know exactly how much time they have on hand, or how much time that they've bought from you doing that orbit. And so to standardize things a little bit, the convention or the recommendation to do your orbit at the standard rate turn was invented. So no matter what airspeed you're at, if you turn and you make sure that like this white plane, either the wings are lined up with these two white lines here, you will be turning at about 3 degrees per second, meaning that it will take you pretty much 2 minutes to complete your turn. And so that's what that's used for, and that's why I was looking for it while I was doing my turn, but for some reason it's not working. And so that's essentially what an orbit is. I wasn't fully aware, and so hopefully some of you that are watching are able to take some value from that, and better understand what that means and what that does, and why it's being used. It's essentially just a delay tactic just from ATC, really. And so once you come out of the orbit, again, you then go back, or if you're in the pattern, you go back to the pattern. If you're landing straight in, you go back to your approach, your whatever approach method you were using beforehand. So that's that, and that's what that is. So let's go back to, again, if anyone has any comments or any corrections, please let me know. This is just how I understand it. I'm just learning, and I'm just hoping to pass on at least some of my learnings with you guys as well.